everybody, Renee here, and I am back with March's layout for National Stamping Month, the Memories in the Making Cut Above Layout Kit. This is available September 1st through 30th while supplies last, so if you like it, you'll probably want to go grab it up before it sells out. There are several bundle options. I'm using what I call the Big Mama kit, but it's actually named Calendar Kit with Stamps. I've covered in a previous video as well as on my blog all the different options that you have, the prices, and where you can get them, so I will link that for you. If you have any questions though, let me know. So today what we're working on is we are working on the March layout. So the March layout is right here, and I love this color combination, the grays and the yellows. I love putting gray and yellow together, and then adding the pink in just really is nice. You know, usually by March, I live in Colorado, so we're still getting quite a bit of snow in March, but so seeing flowers is something that you're like, oh yes, flowers are coming. I know they're coming. So I'm really glad to see that one for March. So I'm gonna go ahead, pull all the supplies in. I've already cut apart all of my die cuts. What I wanted to show you is how I keep them organized. You know, this is a kit of 13 pages, so as you can imagine, there's a lot of different little pieces. Last thing you wanna do is cut apart all your pieces, cut apart all your die cuts, throw them in a bowl, and then you don't know what's what. So what I do is I just use Ziploc baggies, and I mark the number. So number 3 is for March. So here is our little bag of goodies. So we've got some photo holders. We've got, this looks probably like some photo mats. We've got our stickers, and we've got our die cuts. Okay. So we'll get rid of our little bag, and I just reuse these bags. You can see it has the number 3 on it. I reuse these for everything. So I just hold on to them and use them again. Okay, so we'll push those off to the side. Here is our page that we're using, our background, and it's easy this time to know what our orientation is because our letters are already on the page. So those of you who watched the last video and watched me, you know, have fumble fingers with those letter stickers, you don't have to watch that this time. So we will go ahead and line this up on our grid, stick it down, and we are ready to go. I think this one might be a little faster than the last one, which is good. Okay, so we have this. Isn't that beautiful? I love that bokeh feeling, and almost has like a watercolor feeling as well. So we're gonna use that. So here's what we've got. So we've got that as our underneath. We have our photo mats. Then we have some things on top of our photo mats, something tucked under our photo mats, and then these are tucked on, are glued on. So I think what we'll start with is we'll go ahead and put our placeholders on our photo mats, and you can see that this is really neat. This is a neat thing to do. They leave a little extra at the bottom to almost make it look like an old Polaroid. So that's a good way to put some additional interest when you're doing your photo mats. It's really easy to do. Now, you will also see that I have accidentally bent a corner of my photo mat when I was messing around. So what I could do is I could cover that over with a sticker. I could possibly cut this down a little bit, cut the other one down a little bit, but then I would lose that Polaroid look. So I think what I'm gonna do, it's not very noticeable. I'm gonna go ahead and put it up in this top corner. There won't be anything to cover it, but I don't think it'll be noticeable. And if it does turn out to be noticeable, I'll put something over that, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is, these are 3x4 pictures. We're gonna go ahead and place our placeholders. And the way to get that Polaroid thing at the bottom is just to line it up here and don't pay attention to the bottom. And what you're going to end up with is more down there than you had on the top. So we'll place our holders with just a little bit of tape like we've done before. And there you go. Okay. So the next thing that we can see that we need to do is we need to place those on here. Now, it's not a deal where you're going to place it like that. You're actually going to place them like this. So what we want to do is we want to look at, okay, how much space do we want showing? Do we want these to be completely centered? Do we want them touching? Do we want some space? If you look at your paper here, it actually gives you a way to do it a little easier. I think what we should do is place our bokeh piece down first using these measurements. So it says to place our bokeh piece 3 inches over and 2 inches down. And then we place the pictures on top with them 1/2 inch from these pink edges. So I think that'll create a much better look. So let's go ahead and do it that way. So 3 inches over and 2 inches down. So we'll get our T-ruler out, place it at the 9, which would be 3 inches down. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and put a good amount of glue. Don't need to do this, as I've said before, you don't need to do this if it's just going directly into a photo album. But if you're putting together a calendar like I am, you want to make sure you have enough glue so that the changing conditions in your kitchen don't cause all the pieces to fall off. Okay, so we are going to be, I'm sorry, it's 2 inches down. This is why you want to double check, 2 inches down and 3 inches over. And remember, we've got a 1/2 inch on my mat, so I've actually got to go at 3 1/2. And then place my paper down so that it's straight. And there you go. Now, if you're using a tape glider like this and you get something in the wrong place, sometimes it'll work if you just grab, this is an old Cricut spatula, if you grab that and you slowly peel it up, you'll be okay. If you're using liquid glue, you can't do that. Don't even try, because it will not work. Okay, so now we know that according to our instructions, our pictures go 2 1/2 inches down and 1/2 inch over from this pink edge of our printed paper. So the best way to do that is going to be to do this. So we want to go 2 1/2 inches, let's see, 2 1/2 inches from the top. So that's going to be 10 1/2. And then we want to be a 1/2 inch in from this pink edge. So if we look, this pink edge falls on this particular ruler at about the 2, what is that going to be? 1, 2, 2 3/8. That's not always easy to figure out. So that's where these grid rulers come in handy. So I know that if I do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So each one of these is 1/4 of an 1/8 of an inch. So if I do 4 in, that's going to be 2, and that's going to be a 1/2 inch. So now I've got myself 2 edges that I can glue up next to. Okay, so let's go ahead, and remember I told you that I accidentally creased the edge of this. So I want to make sure that the one that I creased the edge, I don't even know if you can see it. I creased the edge on that one. So to be sure that if I decide I want to put something over that, I need to make sure it's not in the middle. So I want to make sure this is the one I grab. Okay, so we've got this set at a 1/2 inch. We've got this set at 2 1/2. And now we can pop it into that corner. And we've got ourselves a fairly straight piece. So there you go. So now to do the other one, we'll go ahead and put glue on that one. Okay, and for this one, we are going to, it needs to be the same amount, but a 1/2 inch on that side. So again, we'll put that little guy there. We'll put this little guy here, set at a 1/2 inch. Okay, and we've got everything, and we can hold it with our hand. We can pop that in there, line it all up, and we should, you know what, that didn't line up. I'm wondering if I am, let me see, 1, 2, oh, I am over one too many, that's why. I bet you I placed the other one too far over as well. So let's see if we can fix this. Okay, so we're gonna gently pull these up. It's like I've said on a previous one, this is like live TV. So you get to see all the mistakes and then how I fix them. Okay, so you can see when I pulled it pulled up some of the paper. But luckily, we're going to be placing this right down on top again, so we don't have to worry about those little tears. They aren't going to show. Okay, so this one, since I pushed it down pretty good, we're going to have to be pretty careful, go a little bit slower. And we might have to replace the tape that we used on this because we may pick up a little more of our background than we want. So we'll take a look at that when we pull it off. So see, this thing is awesome, but no, we didn't. We pulled up a little bit, but it's not bad. So we'll try this again. So we want to be 2.5 inches from the top. So we'll place our T-ruler. Okay. And then this time we're going to do this correctly. So 1/2 inch is 4 of these little guys. I think I did 5. So that's probably why it didn't work. Okay. So there we go. Place our little edge down. Make sure we're straight. And we'll put that down. We won't push it quite as hard this time, just in case I'm still off, you know, just in case live TV is really bad. Okay, then we'll grab our second one, do the same thing. Oh, this is looking so much better already. There we go. Make sure that we've got, wherever you think that you're gonna see something not lining up perfectly, check that area first. Okay, so there's those two. Move that. I'm gonna pick it up a little bit. It's close. It's a little bit off here in the middle, but I don't think it's that noticeable. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it. And there we go. I got a little bit of glue there. Get that off. Okay, so let's make sure we're in the frame. So now it's time to start putting on all of our little clusters. So what we've got is we've got all of these die cuts. So looking at, this looks like it's going to be one of our bigger die cuts. So we're gonna put that there. And I like to dry fit things so that I can see what they look like before I actually glue them down. Same thing with these stickers. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these stickers apart so that I can lay them and see if I like where they're ending up. Okay. So it looks like we use this larger, it has 3 leaves. So actually, this one goes over here. That's why it's good to really look at your stickers and see exactly where everything falls. So then we've got this guy up here with a pink, the larger pink. Okay, and then we have, let's see, this goes down here and this goes up here. Okay. Okay, and then we've got a couple die cut little hearts that are going to go here. And then we've got the piece that we use for our journaling. Now this journaling piece, if you look at your layout, it actually tucks underneath those flowers. So whatever's on the bottom, you're going to want to attach first and then build your way up. So we will slide that off to the side. We'll do this first. I think for this, I am going to go ahead and use some of the Zig 2-way liquid glue. So we will do this, put quite a bit so it doesn't fall off. And then it tucks just underneath here a little bit. So we're gonna tuck that in a little bit, but still leave ourselves enough room to write a little bit of journaling. And again, like everything else I've said, you can always add additional journaling spots if you want them. You could turn one of these pictures into journaling. It's really up to you how you want to lay out your kit. Okay, so the sticker goes on next. And it looks like this sticker overlaps a little bit, but it doesn't actually overlap the picture. So we don't have to use any of the powder or anything. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay that down, leaving myself quite a bit of journaling space, maybe even a little more than the pattern has. And then this guy, we're going to need some glue. And again, use a bit of glue if you're not putting it directly into a photo album. Okay, and we'll glue that guy down. He does overlap again, but again, they don't go on the picture, so we don't have to worry about the glue getting on the picture area. Okay, we will go ahead and glue these guys down so we don't lose them. It is so easy to lose little die cuts. Another thing you can do with your die cuts is just have a little bowl and keep them all in the bowl as you're working. Okay, we'll lay that down, and then we're going to glue this guy down. Okay, and like that. We're almost done. We are almost done. So for this top one, it looks like the yellow flower is actually underneath the pink. So we will put that on first. And again, it does not overlap the picture, so we don't have to worry about using any powder to keep it from sticking. And we will orient it, I think we'll orient it like this. Okay. And then our last one that goes down is this little guy. Now this one does overlap the picture a little bit. So what you want to do is make sure you don't get any glue on this corner, okay? So I find the best way to do that is just to start there and move myself away from where it's going to overlap. That way I know that I have that line where I want it, okay? And then this little guy goes like this. And then because we didn't put any glue there, when we do put our picture in, we'll be able to tuck it. You can add some glue after you put your picture in, if you like. I think this particular one has enough glue on it. It's not going to need that. And then our last little bit is to attach this cute little heart. Looks like a little hand-drawn heart. And there you go, our March layout. Even with my mistake in the middle and my creased corner, is done. And I think it's beautiful. Take off the glue on the back, stick that to my baby wipe, and we can call March completed. So there's March. I will be back tomorrow with April, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.